What's going on, family? Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuff series. I want to take a look at some posters of my collection. We'll call it number 7, Scrapbook Memorabilia. And I took out some posters. I was straightening out the man cave, and I had a bunch of posters all rolled up. And I have over 1,000 posters, fight posters. These are just a few of them, of the modern fights that took place. And this is Gennady Golovkin and Daniel Jacobs. Now, this fight took place, as you can see here, just want to show you, Madison Square Garden, Saturday, March 18, 2017. And I remember Daniel Jacobs, watching him when he was in the Golden Gloves. And I said then, I knew him before then, but watching that fight, I said he's going to be champion, no question about it. The way he went about his work. And I was very impressed with him after his procedure of the terrible disease, cancer. And he made a comeback. And he became middleweight champion of the world. And I was very impressed with that. So I thought he had a shot with Gennady Golovkin. But the issue with Daniel Jacobs, and there's a lot of fighters that way, you have fighters who can handle 10-round fights and those who can handle 12-round fights. 2 rounds make a difference. You have fighters who can handle the big lights and those who cannot. You have fighters who can handle the psychological warfare and those who cannot. And in order to survive a 15-round or a 12-round fight, you have to be able to handle everything. The pressures of everything. What happens to you when you get a cut? What happens to you when you have to use the bathroom? What happens to you when you get a piece of eyelash in your eye? Anything that happens to the average person that is atrocious to them happens in a boxing ring. And some guys who can get past that and some guys can't. You know, your nerves, you can only control your nerves so much. And I think that's what happened with Daniel Jacobs. And when he fought the Canelo fight, he has a style to defeat Canelo. But the pressure, I think, just got to him. But with this Golovkin fight, I thought he had a shot, and unfortunately for him, he didn't come through. Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez. Now, at that time, Canelo Alvarez had a fighting record of 42-0. He was undefeated coming in. Both men were undefeated. And the thing with Alvarez, you have to be able to move with Alvarez. Now, he picked up a part of the Da Vinci Code with Mayweather, and he starts to move a little bit like him. But to defeat him, you have to constantly move on Alvarez. Because anytime you have a banger, a man who relies on punching power, he has to get set long enough in order to get that punch off. So you have to feign him to get him ready to throw that punch and basically get out of there. And move in an angle that he's not prepared to throw. And you have to learn that in the first 10 seconds of fighting him. You have to know your opponent immediately. You can watch him outside the ring, but until you get in front of him, you'll really know what to do. And you offset him. You have to set him up to throw the punch. But you have to counter with an angle in such a way where he can't get the punch off and he's vulnerable to get punched back. You do that about 5 times, you're not going to throw that punch again. And you constantly move and do different things. And before you know it, the round is over, and you constantly do that round after round. Now, they fought one another, as you can see here, at the MGM Grand Las Vegas, Saturday, September 14, 2013. You also had the Danny Garcia and the Matisse's fight. It was on the undercard. Here you have Mayweather once again with the Canelo Alvarez. And I'm just showing you some memorabilia posters that I have. Like I said, I have over 1,000 posters. And these are just some of the modern posters. I got to get these framed up. Here you have Laura and Canelo. And this fight took place Saturday, July 12, 2014 at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Now, the thing with Laura, he got robbed with the Williams fight, and he also got robbed with the Canelo Alvarez fight. And the only way he got that fight was he kept on calling out Alvarez. He was humiliating him. Alvarez didn't want to fight him. And eventually the fans, they demanded that Canelo Alvarez would face Laura. And he got that fight. And I believe he won the fight, but they unfortunately... See what happens in boxing. If you have a big name and you can sell tickets and get great pay-per-view sales and buys, the judge will favor you. And that's just the way it is. And I believe that's what happened with Laura. So I'm just basically showing you the posters, not really getting into the fights right now. This is the first set of posters I have in this row. All right, now here we have Cotto and Manny Pacquiao. Now at that time, Cotto had a fighting career record of 42-1. And he had already lost to Margarito. And this fight took place Saturday, November 14th, 2009 at the MGM Grand, Las Vegas. Here you have Pacquiao and Sugar Shane Mosley. Mosley was 49-10 at that time with 41 knockouts. And at this time in his career, he was basically a gatekeeper. He was a guy you had to get past to compare yourself with the fighter who fought him before you, who had a name. And that's what Mosley was about at that time. He was passed around fighters just to see how he would do with that next up-and-coming fighter or fighter with a larger name. And that's what his job was. Here you have a Pacquiao and Ricky Hatton. Now, Hatton was 45-1 coming into this fight. And Pacquiao hit him with a vicious punch, knocked him out clean. Here you have Pacquiao and Oscar De La Hoya. And De La Hoya was 35-5 at that time when he fought Pacquiao. Excuse the shakiness of the camera here. Now, I like these posters. I just want to show you. It's the 3G match. It's by Richard T. Stone. That's Richard T. Stone. He's the artist that does a lot of the Ring Magazine poster covers. The covers of that magazine. Does very good work. Here you have Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. That was the big fight. And a lot of people were waiting for this fight. Mayweather was 47-0 coming into this fight. And it took 5 years to make this fight happen. Finally happened. We didn't get the fight that we thought we were going to get. At least I didn't think we were going to get that fight, not after 5 years. But they finally fought, and we got to give them credit for that. Fight took place Saturday, May 2nd, 2015. It was at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. I didn't get a chance to go to that fight, but I knew where I was when that fight took place. Canelo Alvarez and Angulo. Total exchange. That was the headline of the fight. Here you have Carl Frampton and Leo Santa Cruz, the second fight. It was the MGM Grand Las Vegas, January 28th, 2017 is when that fight took place. Here you have Andre Ward and Kovalev. Both men were undefeated. Took place Saturday, November 19th, 2016 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. And here we have the Margarito and Manny Pacquiao fight. Margarito was 38-6 when he came into that fight. And Manny Pacquiao put an exhibition on him. Fought him the right way. Gave him angles. Kept hitting him to the body. I think he broke his jawbone or his cheekbone or something. But that was some fight. And you have Alvarez and Cotto. Now, Cotto at that time was 47-2. He had already lost to Margarito and he lost to Pacquiao. Then after this, he would lose to Mayweather. But Cotto was a very, very good fighter. I was at the Madison Square Garden when he fought Shane Mosley. I was also there when he fought Zab Judah. Outstanding fighter was Cotto. So it's just a few posters. Like I said, I have 1,000 posters. I just wanted to show you a few of the modern posters. I turned on the light. I don't know if you can see it better. I'm not sure how clear this is going to come out. Like I said, I just wanted to show you a couple of posters. Once I get the room set up right, I'll have a lot of posters all over the walls, and I'll be able to show you. But I got posters with Joe Louis and Walcott, Lewis and there's a Charles. Got programs with Charles and Lewis and all of them guys. Got Ray Robinson and Armstrong and Fizzy Zivit. have Hearns and Hagler and Hearns and Leonard and Hagler and Roberto Duran, so on and so forth. Ali and Frazier. I have all those posters. And I'm trying to get that room straightened out so I could display a lot of the stuff that I have. But once again, this is just a quick video of some posters that I have, my memorabilia posters. So thanks for hanging in there with me. I'll see you next time. Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuff series. Hope you enjoyed these posters. Salute.